All right, so
Okay.
here we go, guys. Playing Joe tonight will be
Joe. I'm Joe. Joe is Joe.
That's easy to remember.
playing Harry Fat. We have
Bill Schumann.
playing Edna,
Taylor Lynn.
playing Sid,
Shelton Trick.
playing Florence,
Amanda Rodriguez.
playing Miller,
Caitlin Mitchell.
playing Fayette will be Thomas Groove, playing Dr. Barnes will be Larry Gutman, playing Dr. Benjamin,
Dr. Benjamin.
David.
Agent Dr. Benjamin.
The computer's set up for Terry, so that's why it says Terry. Yes.
playing
Can't change.
Agate,
Agate. Me,
Agate.
Bernie Bozio.
hey Bernie, playing Tom Clayton,
Gail.
and playing Irv.
I'm assuming that's me.
That's you, Tyler.
All right.
Everybody stop video. Waiting for Lefty. As the curtain goes up, we see a bare stage. On it, sitting 6 or 7 men in a semicircle. Lolling against the proscenium is a young man chewing a toothpick, a gunman. A fat man of porcine appearance is talking directly to the audience. In other words, he is the head of the union, and the men ranged behind him are a committee of workers. They are now seated in an interesting, different attitudes and present a wide diversity of type, as we shall soon see. The fat man is hot and heavy under the collar, near the end of a long talk, but not too hot. He is well fed and confident. His name, Harry Fat.
You're so wrong. I ain't laughing. Any guys with eyes to read knows it. But look at the textile strike, out like lions and in like lambs. Take San Francisco Tire, starvation and broken heads. The Steel Boys wanted to walk out too, but they changed their minds. It's the trend of the times, that's what it is. All we workers got a good man behind us now. He's top man of the country, looking out for our interests. The man in the White House is the one I'm referring to. That's why the times ain't right for a strike. He's working day and night.
Oh!
For you, records prove it. If this was Hoover regime, I would say, go out, boys. Not on your tintype, but things is different now. You read the papers as well as me. You know it, and that's why I'm against the strike. Because we got to stand behind a man who stands behind us, the whole country.
It's on the blink!
Stand up and show yourself, you damn red. Be a man. Let's see what you look like. Yellow from the word go. Red and yellow makes a dirty color, boys. I got my eyes on 4 or 5 of them in the union here. What the hell they do for you? Pull you out and run away when the trouble starts. Give those boys a chance, and they'll have your sisters and wives in the whorehouses like they done in Russia. They'll tear the Christ off his bleeding cross. They'll wreck your homes and throw your babies in the river. You think that's bunk? Read the papers. Now listen, we can't stay here all night. I gave you the facts in the case. You boys got hot suppers to go to, and
Says you.
Sit down, punk.
Where's Lefty?
that's what I want to know. Where's your pal Lefty? You elected him chairman. Where the hell did he disappear?
We want Lefty.
Lefty.
What the hell is this, a circus? You got the committee here. This bunch of cowboys you elected? Yeah, Doc Benjamin. Benjamin, Miller, Stein, Mitchell, Phillips, Keller. It ain't my fault Lefty took a run powder. If you guys...
What do you say?
What the committee say?
Let's hear from the committee.
Ready.
Sure. Let him talk. Let's hear what the Red Boys got to say.
Now, you boys know me. I ain't Red Boy one bit. Here I'm carrying shrapnel that big I picked up in the war. And maybe I don't know when it rains, but don't tell me red. You know what we are? We're the black and blue boys. We've been kicked around so long, we're black and blue from head to toes. But I guess anyone who says that he's straight out don't like it. He's a red boy to the leaders of the union. And what's this crap about going home to hot suppers? I'm asking you to your faces, how many of you got hot suppers to go home to? Anyone who's sure of his next meal, raise your hand. That certain gently sitting behind me can raise both of them, but not in front here. And that's why we're talking strike, to get a living wage.
Where's Lefty?
I honestly don't know where he is. But I know he didn't take no run-out powder. And that wop's got more guts than a slaughterhouse. Maybe a traffic jam got him, but he'll be here. But don't let this red stuff scare you unless fighting for a living scares you. We gotta make up our minds. My wife made up my mind last week. If you want the truth, it's plain as a nose on Sol Feinberg's face, and we need a strike. There's us coming home every night, 8, 10 hours in a cab. God, my wife says 8 cents ain't money. That don't buy beans almost. You're working for the company, she says to me. Joe, you ain't working for me or the family no more. She says to me, if you don't stop.
Joe and Edna. The lights fade out and a white spot picks out the playing space within the space of seated men. The seated men are very dimly visible in the outer dark. But more prominent is Fat, smoking his cigar and often blowing the smoke in the lighted circle. A tired but attractive woman of 30 comes into the room, drying her hands on an apron. She stands there sullenly as Joe comes in from the other side, home from work. For a moment, they stand and look at each other in silence.
Where's all the furniture, honey?
They took it away. No installments paid.
When?
3 o'clock.
Well, they can't do that.
Can't? They did it.
Why the palookas we paid 3/4?
The man said read the contract.
Wait, well, you must have signed a phony.
It's a regular contract and you signed it.
Don't be sore, Edna.
Oh, do it in the movies, Joe. They paid Clark Gable big money for it.
Well, this is a hell of a house to come home to. Take my word.
Take my word. Whose fault was it?
Oh, must you start that stuff again?
Maybe you'd like to talk about books?
I'd like to slap you in the mouth.
No, you won't.
Jeez, Edna, you get me so sore sometimes.
But just look at me. I'm laughing all over.
Don't insult me. Hey, can I help it if times are bad? What the hell do you want me to do? Jump off the bridge or something?
Don't yell. I just put the kids to bed so they won't know they missed a meal. If I don't have Amy's shoes sold tomorrow, she can't go to school. In the meantime, let her sleep.
Honey, I rode the wheels off the chariot today. I cruised around 5 hours without a call. It's conditions.
Tell it to the A&P.
I booked 22 on the clock. Lady with the dog was lit. She gave me a quarter by mistake. If you listen to me, we're rolling in wealth.
Yeah? How much?
Well, I had coffee and a beanery, $1.04.
Second month's rent is due tomorrow.
Don't look at me that way, Edna.
I'm looking through you, not at you. Everything was gonna be ducky. A cottage by the waterfall, roses in Picardy. You're a 4-star bust. If you think I'm standing it for much longer, you're crazy as a bedbug.
I'd get another job if I could, but there's no work. You know it.
I only know we're at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, what can I do?
Who's the man in the family, me or you?
That's no answer. I mean, get down to brass tacks. Christ, give me a break, too. A coffee and Java all day. I'm hungry, too, babe. And I work my fingers to the bone if I could.
I'll open a can of salmon.
Not now. Just tell me what to do.
I'm not God.
Geez, I wish I was a kid again. Didn't have to think about the next minute.
But you're not a kid, and you do have to think about the next minute. You got two blondie kids sleeping in the next room. They need food and clothes. I'm not mentioning anything else, but we're stalled like a flivver in the snow. For 5 years, I laid awake at night listening to my heart pound. For God's sake, do something, Joe. Get wise. Maybe get your buddies together. Maybe go on strike for better money. Papa did it during the war, and they won out. I'm turning into a sour old nag.
Strikes don't work.
Who told you?
Besides, it means not a nickel a week while we're out, and when it's over, they don't take you back.
Suppose they don't. What's to lose?
We're averaging $6, $7 a week now.
That just pays for the rent.
That is something, Edna.
It isn't. They'll push you down to 3 and 4 a week before you know it. Then you'll say, that's something too.
There's too many cabs in the street. That's the whole damn trouble.
Let the company worry about that, you big fool. Their cabs didn't make a profit. They'd take them off the streets. Or maybe you think they're in business just to pay Joe Mitchell's rent.
Oh, you don't know ABC, Edna.
I know this. Your boss is making suckers out of you boys every minute. Yeah, and suckers out of all the wives and the poor innocent kids who will grow up with crooked spines and sick bones. Sure, I see it in the papers how good orange juice is for kids. But damn it, our kids get colds one on top of another. They look like little ghosts. Betty never saw a grapefruit. I took her to the store last week and she pointed to a stack of grapefruits. What's that? She said. My God, Joe. The world is supposed to be for all of us.
You wake them up.
I don't care, as long as I can maybe wake you up.
Don't insult me. One man can't make a strike.
Who says one? You got hundreds in your rotten union.
The union ain't rotten.
No? Then what are they doing? Collecting dues and patting you on the back?
They're making plans.
What kind?
They don't tell us.
Too damn bad about you. They don't tell little Joey what's happening in his bitsy union. What do you think it is, a ping pong game?
You know these guys are racketeers. These guys at the top would shoot you for a nickel.
Why do you stand for that stuff?
You want to see me live?
No, I don't think I do, Joe. Not if you can lift a finger to do something about it and don't. No, I don't care.
I mean, you don't understand what's going on out here.
Any other hacky that won't beg, let them be ground a hamburger.
Oh, yeah, it's one thing to say something like this, but...
Take your hand away. Only they don't grind me to little pieces. I got different plans.
Where you going?
None of your business.
What's up your sleeve?
My arm be up my sleeve, darling, if I had a sleeve to wear.
Tell me.
Tell you what?
Where you going?
Don't you remember my old boyfriend?
Who?
Bud Huss. He still has my picture in his watch. He earns a living.
What the hell are you talking about?
I heard worse than what I'm talking about.
You've been seeing Bud since we're married?
Maybe.
Ooh.
If I thought...
See much? Listen, boyfriend. If you think I won't do this, it just means that you can't see straight.
Stop talking bull!
This isn't 5 years ago, Joe.
You mean you leave me and the kids?
I'd leave you like a shot.
No.
Yes.
Joe turns away, sitting in the chair with his back to her. Outside the lighted circle of the playing stage, we hear the other seated members of the strike committee. She will. It happens that way, etc. This group should be used throughout for various comments. Whispering, the fat boss now blows a heavy cloud of smoke into the scene.
Well, I guess I ain't got a leg to stand on.
No.
No, you lousy tot. No, go on. Get the hell out of here. Go pick up that bull thrower on the corner and stop at some cushy hotel downstairs. He's probably been coming here every morning and laying you while I hack my guts away.
You're crawling like a worm.
You'll be crawling in a minute.
You don't scare me that much.
But this is what I slaved for.
Your boss.
He don't give a damn for me or for you.
That's what I say.
Don't change the subject.
This is the subject, the exact subject. Your boss makes this subject. I never saw him in my life, but he's putting ideas in my head a mile a minute. He's giving your kids that fancy disease called the rickets. He's making a jellyfish out of you and putting wrinkles in my face. This is the subject, every inch of the way. He's thrown me into Bud Hass's lap. When in the hell will you get wise?
Well, I'm not so dumb as you think, but you're talking like a red.
I don't know what that means, but when a man knocks you down, you get up and kiss his feet. You gutless piece of baloney.
One man can't make
I don't say one man. I say 100, 1,000, a whole million, I say. But start in your own union. Get those hack boys together. Sweep out those racketeers like a pile of dirt. Stand up like men and fight for the crying kids and wives. God damn it, I'm tired of slavery and sleepless nights.
Sure. Sure.
Yes. Get brass toes on your shoes and nowhere to kick.
Listen, Ed, I'm going to go down 174th Street, look up Lefty Costello. Like he was just saying the other day. How about this Hass guy?
Oh, get out of here.
I'll be back.
Runs out. For a moment, Edna stands triumphant. There is a blackout, and the regular lights come up. Joe Mitchell is concluding what he has to say.
You guys know this stuff better than me. We got to walk out.
Abruptly, he turns and goes back to his seat.
Blackout, Act 2, lab assistant episode. Miller, a lab assistant looking around, and Fayette, an industrialist.
Miss Fayette here.
No. You're on, Gal.
Like it? Okay. Like it?
Very much. I've never seen an office like this outside the movies.
Yes. I often wonder if interior decorators and bathroom fixture people don't get all their ideas from Hollywood. Our country's extraordinary that way. Soap, cosmetics, electric refrigerators. Just let Mrs. Consumer know they're used by the Crawfords and Garbos. More volume of sale than one plant can handle.
I'm afraid it isn't that easy, Mr. Fayette.
No, you're right. Gross exaggeration on my part. Competition is cutthroat today. Markets up flush against a stone wall. The astronomers had better hurry. Open Mars to trade expansion.
Or it will just be too bad.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't smoke.
Drink.
Ditto, Mr. Fayette.
I like sobriety in my workers. The trained ones, I mean. The Polacks and the niggers. They're better drunk. Keep them out of mischief. Wondering why I had you come over?
If you don't mind my saying, very much.
I like your work.
Thanks.
No reason why a talented young man like yourself shouldn't string along with us. A growing concern. Loyalty is well repaid in our organization. Did you see Siegfried this morning?
He hasn't been in the laboratory all day.
I told him yesterday to raise you $20 a month. Starts this week.
You don't know how happy my wife will be.
Oh, I can appreciate it.
Was that all, Mr. Fayette?
Yes, except that we're switching you to Laboratory A tomorrow. Siegfried knows about it. That's why I had you in. The new work is very important. Siegfried recommended you very highly as a man to trust. You'll work directly under Dr. Brenner. Make you happy?
Very. He's an important chemist.
We think so, Miller. We think so to the extent of asking you to stay within the building throughout the time you work with him.
You mean sleep and eat in?
Yes.
It can be arranged.
Fine. You'll go far, Miller.
May I ask the nature of the new work?
Poison gas.
Poison!
Orders from above. I don't have to tell you from where. New type poison gas for modern warfare.
I see.
You don't know a new war. You didn't know a new war was that close, did you?
I guess I didn't.
The world is an armed camp today. One match sets the whole world blazing in 48 hours. Uncle Sam won't be caught napping.
They say 12 million men were killed in the last one and 20 million more wounded or missing.
That's not our worry. If big business went sentimental over human life, there wouldn't be big business of any sort.
My brother and 2 cousins went in the last one.
They died in a good cause.
My mother says no.
She won't worry about you this time. You're too valuable behind the front.
That's right.
All right, Miller. See Siegfried for further orders.
You should have seen my brother. He could ride a bike without hands.
You'd better move some clothes and shaving tools in tomorrow. Remember what I said? You're with a growing organization.
He could run the 100 yards in 9.8 flat.
Who?
My brother. He's in the Meuse Argonne Cemetery. Mama went there in 1926.
Yes, those things stick. How's your handwriting? Miller, fairly legible?
Fairly so.
Once a week, I'd like a little report from you.
What sort of report?
Just a few hundred words once a week on Dr. Brenner's progress.
Don't you think it might be better coming from the doctor?
I didn't ask you that.
Sorry.
I want to know what progress he's making. The report's to be purely confidential between you and me.
You mean I'm to watch him?
Yes.
I guess I can't do that.
30 a month raise?
You said 20.
30.
Guess I'm not built that way.
40.
Spine's not in my line, Mr. Fayette.
You use ugly words, Mr. Miller.
For ugly activity? Yes.
Think about it, Miller. Your chances are excellent.
No.
You're doing something for your country, assuring the United States that when those goddamn Japs start a ruckus, we'll have offensive weapons to back us up. Don't you read your newspapers, Miller?
Nothing but Andy Gump.
If you weren't on the inside, you'd know I'm talking cold, sober truth. Now, I'm not asking you to make up your mind on the spot. Think about it over your lunch period.
No.
Made up your mind already?
Afraid so.
You understand the consequences.
I lose my raise and my job.
And your job.
You misunderstand. Rather dig ditches first.
That's a big job for foreigners.
But sneaking and making poison gas, that's for Americans?
Up to you.
My mind's made up.
No hard feelings?
Sure, hard feelings. I'm not the civilized type, Mr. Fayette. Nothing suave or sophisticated about me. Plenty of hard feelings. Enough to want to bust you and all your kind square in the mouth.
Blackout. Act 3. The young young hack and his girl. Opens with girl and brother. Florence waiting for Sid to take her to dance.
I got a right to have something out of life. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So if Sid wants to take me to a dance, I'll go. Maybe if you was in love, you wouldn't talk so hard.
I'm saying it for your good.
Well, don't be so good to me.
Mom's sick in bed, and you'll be worrying her to the grave. She don't want that boy hanging around the house, and she don't want you to meet him in Corona Park.
I'll meet him anytime I like.
If you do, you'll truly take care of it in its own way, with just one hand too.
Why are you all so set against him?
Mom told you 10 times, it ain't him. It's that he ain't got nothing. Sure, you know he's serious, but he's stuck on you. But that don't cut no ice.
Taxi drivers used to make good money.
Today they're making $5, $6 a week. Maybe you want to raise a family on that. Then you'll be back here living with us again, and I'll be supporting 2 families in one. Well, over my dead body.
Irv, I don't care. I love him.
You're a little kid with half-baked ideas.
I stand there behind the counter the whole day. I think about him.
If you thought about Mom, it would be better.
Don't I take care of her every night when I come home? Don't I cook supper and iron your shirts and you give me a pain in the neck too? Don't try to shut me up. I bring a few dollars in the house too. Don't you see I want something else out of life? Sure, I want romance, love, babies. I want everything in life I can get.
You take care of Mom and watch your step.
And if I don't?
You'll truly watch it for you.
You can talk that way to a girl.
I'll talk that way to your boyfriend too, and it won't be with words. Flory, if you had a pair of eyes, you'd see for your own good we're talking. This ain't no time to get married. Maybe later.
Maybe later never comes for me though. Why don't we send Mom to a hospital? She can die in peace there instead of looking at the clock on the mantelpiece all day.
That needs money, which we don't have.
Money, money, money.
Don't change the subject.
This is the subject.
You're gonna stop seeing him? Jesus, kitty, I remember when you were a baby with curls in your down your back. Now I gotta stand here yelling at you like this?
I'll talk to him, Irv.
When?
I asked him to come here tonight. We'll talk it over.
Don't get soft with him. Nowadays, there's no time to be soft. You gotta be hard as a rock to go under.
I found that out. There's the bell. Take the egg off the stove I boiled for Mom. Leave us alone, Irv.
Hello, Flory.
Hello, honey. You're looking tired.
No, I just need a shave.
Well, draw your chair up to the fire and I'll ring for brandy and soda, like in the movies.
If this was the movies, I'd bring you a bunch of roses.
How big?
40 or 50 or 60 dozen, the kind with the long stems like that.
You dope.
Your Paris gown is beautiful.
Ah, yes. The Percy velvet panels are coming back again. Madame Lafarge told me today that Queen Marie herself designed it.
Gee.
Every princess in the Balkans is wearing one like this.
Hold it. Lori, you look tired.
Nah, I just need a shave.
You worried about your mother?
No.
What's on your mind?
The French and Indian War.
What's on your mind?
I got us on my mind, Sid. Night and day, Sid.
You know, I smacked a beer truck today. Did I get hell? I was driving along thinking of us too. You don't have to say it. I know what your mind's on. I'm rat poison around here. Yeah, I know to who. And I know why. And I don't blame him. We're engaged now 3 years.
It's a long time.
My brother Sam joined the Navy this morning. Get a break that way. They'll send him down to Cuba with the hoochie coochie girls. He don't know nothing. That dumb basketball player.
Don't you do that.
Don't you worry. No, I'm not the kind to run away. I'm so tired of being a dog baby. I could choke. I don't even have to ask what's going on in your mind because I know from the word go, because I think in the same things too.
It's yes or no. There's no in between.
The answer is no. A big, bright sign looking down on Broadway.
We wanted to have kids.
But what sort of life? But that sort of life ain't for the dogs, which is us. Christ, baby. I get like thunder in my chest when we're together. If we went off together, I could maybe look the world straight in the face, spit in its eye like a man could do. God damn it, it is trying to be a man on the earth, two in life together.
But something wants us to be lonely like that, crawling alone in the dark, or they want us trapped.
The money man, sure. Big shot money men want us like that.
Highly insulting us.
Keeping us in the dark about what's wrong with us in the money sense. They got the power, and they mean to damn sure to keep it. They know if they give us just an inch, all the dogs like us will be down on them together, an ocean knocking them to hell and back, each singing cuckoo with stars coming from their nose and ears. I'm not raving, Flory.
I know you're not. I know.
I don't have the words to tell you what I feel. I never finished school.
I know.
But it's relative. It's like the professor says, we worked like hell to send him to college. My kid brother Sam, I mean. And look what he done. He joined the Navy. The damn fool don't see the cards is stacked for all of us. The money man dealing himself a hot royal flush and then giving you and me a phony hand like a pair of tens or something. Then keep on losing the pots because the cards is stacked against you. Then he says, what's the matter? You can't win? Stuff on the ball? He says to you. And kids like my brother, they believe it because they don't know no better. For all their education, they don't know from nothing. But wait a minute. Don't he come around you and say to you, this millionaire with a jazz band, listen, Sam or Sid or whatever your name is, you're no good. But here's a chance. The whole world's going to know who you are. Yes, sir. He says, get up on that ship and fight those bastards who's making the world a lousy place to live in. The Japs, the Turks, the Greeks. Take this gun and kill them Slavs like a real hero, he says. A real American. Be a hero. And the guys you're poking at, a real louse, just like you, because they don't let him catch nothing more than a pair of tens too. On the foreign soil, he's a guy like me and Sam, a guy who wants his baby like you and the hot sun on his face. They're going to teach Sam to point that gun in the wrong way, that dumb basketball player.
I got a lump in my throat, honey.
You and me, we never even had a room to sit in somewhere.
That park was nice.
In winter? The hallways, I'm glad we never even got together. That way we don't know what we missed.
Sid, I'll go with you. We'll get a room somewhere.
Nah, they're right. If we can't climb higher than this together, we better just stay apart.
I swear to God, I wouldn't care.
You would. In a year or two, you'd curse the day. I have seen it happen.
Oh, Sid.
Sure, I know. We got them blues, babe. Them 1935 blues. I'm talking this way because I love you. If I didn't now, wouldn't care.
We'll work together.
How about the backwash? Your family needs your $9. My family...
I don't care for them.
You're making it up, Flory. Little Florida canary in a cage.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm not, baby.
Yes, you're laughing at me.
No, I'm not. Hello, babe.
Hello.
Goodbye, babe. Did you ever see my Pat Rooney in imitation? You like it?
No.
Blackout. Act 4, the labor spy episode.
You don't know how we work for you. Shooting off your mouth won't help. Hell, don't you guys ever look at the records like me? Look in your own industry. See what's happened when the hacks walked in Philly 3 months ago. Where's Philly? 1,000 miles away? It's an hour's ride on a train.
2 hours.
2 hours. What the hell's the difference? Let's hear from someone who's got the practical experience to back him up, fellas. There's a man here who's seen the whole parade in Philly. Walked out with his pals, got knocked down like the rest, and blacklisted after they went back. That's why he's here. He's got a mighty interesting word to say. Fellas, this is a man with a practical strike experience. Tom Clayton from little old Philly.
Fellas, I don't mind you booing. If I thought it would help us hacks get better living conditions, I'd let you walk all over me. Cut me to pieces. I'm one of you myself. But what I want to say is that Harry Fat's right. I've only been working here in this big town 5 weeks, but I know conditions like the rest of you. You know how it is. Don't take long to feel the sore spots no matter where you park.
Sit down!
But Fat's right. Our offices is right. The time ain't right. Like a fruit don't fall up the tree till it's ripe.
Sit down, you fruit!
Take care of him, boys.
No one takes care of me. Where the hell did you pick up that name, Clayton? This rat's name is Clancy from the old Clancy's way back. Fruit, I almost wet myself listening to that one.
This ain't a bond. What the hell do you think you're doing here?
Exposing a rat.
You can't get away with this. Throw him the hell out of here.
Try it yourself. When this bozo throws that slop around, you'll know who he is. That's a company spy.
Who the hell are you to make that kind of inference?
I paid dues for this union for years. That's who's me. I got a right, and this pussyfooting rat ain't coming here with ideas like that. You know his record. Let me say it out.
You'll prove all this? You'll prove all this, or I'll bust you out of every hack outfit in town.
I got a right. Look at him. He don't say boo.
You're a liar. I never seen you before in my life.
Boys, he spent 2 years in the coal fields breaking up any organization he touched. 50 guys he put in jail. He's ranged up and down the East Coast, shipping, textiles, steels. He's been in everything you can name. Right now,
that's a lie.
Right now, he's working at that Ben Bergman outfit on Columbus Circle who furnishes rats for any outfit in the country before, during, and after strikes.
He's trying to break up the meeting, fellas.
We won't search you for credentials.
I got nothing to hide. Your own secretary knows I'm straight.
Sure, boys. You know who this son of a bitch is?
I never seen you before in my life.
Boys, I slept with him in the same bed 16 years. He's my own lousy brother.
Is this true?
Scram before I break your neck. Remember his map? He ain't changing that, Clancy. Too bad you didn't know about this, Fat. Clancy family tree is bearing nuts. Scene 5, intern episode. Dr. Barnes, an elderly distinguished man, is speaking on the telephone. He wears a white coat.
No, I gave you my opinion twice. You outvoted me. You did this to Dr. Benjamin yourself. That is why you can tell him yourself.
Can I see you a minute, please? Can I see you a minute, please?
Come in, Dr. Benjamin. Come in.
It's important. Excuse me. They've got leads up there in my place. He's operating on Mrs. Lewis. The hysterectomy, it's my job. I washed up, prepared. They told me at the last minute. I don't mind being replaced, doctor, but Leeds is a damn fool. He shouldn't be permitted.
Leeds is the nephew of Senator Leeds.
He's incompetent as hell.
You know, they're doing splendid work in brain surgery these days. This is a very fine specimen.
I'm sorry. I thought you might be interested.
Well, I am, young man. I am. Remember, it's a charity case.
Of course. They wouldn't allow it for a second otherwise.
Her life is in danger?
Of course. You know how serious the case is.
Turn your gimlet eyes elsewhere, doctor. Jigging around like a cricket on a hot grill won't help. Doctors don't run these hospitals. He's the senator's nephew, and there he stays.
It's too bad.
I'm not calling you down either. God damn it, you think it's my fault?
I know. I'm sorry.
Just a minute. Sit down.
Sorry, I can't sit.
Stand then.
Understand, Dr. Barnes. I don't mind being replaced at the last minute this way, but, well, this flagrant bit of class distinction because she's poor.
Be careful of words like that. Class distinction. Don't belong here. Lots of energy, you brilliant young man. But idiots. Discretion. Ever hear that word?
Too radical?
Precisely. And someday, like in Germany, it might cost you your head.
Not to mention my job.
So they told you.
Told me what?
They're closing Ward C next week. I don't have to tell you, the hospital isn't self-supporting. Until last year, that board of trustees met deficits. You can guess the rest. At a board meeting Tuesday, our fine feathered friends discovered they couldn't meet the last quarter's deficit. A neat little sum, well over $100,000. If the hospital is to continue at all, it's damn
necessary to close another charity ward.
So they say.
But that's not all.
Have to cut down on staff too.
That's too bad. Does it touch me?
Afraid it does.
But after all, I'm top man here. I don't mean I'm better than others, but I've worked harder.
And shown more promise.
I always suppose they cut from the bottom first.
Usually.
But in this case...
Complications.
For instance?
I like you, Benjamin. It's one ripping shame.
I'm no sensitive plant. What's the answer?
An old disease, malignant, tumescent. We need an antitoxin for it.
I see.
What?
I met that disease before, at Harvard first.
You have seniority here, Benjamin.
But I'm a Jew.
Microbes.
Pressure from above.
Don't think Kennedy and I didn't fight for you.
Such discrimination with all those wealthy brother Jews on the board?
I've remarked before, it doesn't seem to be much difference between wealthy Jews and rich Gentiles, cut from the same piece.
For myself, I don't feel sorry. My parents gave up an awful lot to get me this far. They ran a little dry goods shop in the Bronx until their pitiful savings went in the crash last year. Papa's peddling neckties. Saul Ezra Benjamin, a man who's read Spinoza all his life.
Doctors don't run medicine in this country. The men who know their jobs don't run anything here, except the motormen on trolley cars. I've seen medicine change, plenty, anesthesia, sterilization, but not because of rich men, in spite of them. In a rich man's country, your true self's buried deep. Microbes, less vermin. See this ankle, this delicate, sensitive hand, 400 years to breed that out of a revolutionary background. Spirit of 76, ancestors froze at Valley Forge. What's it all mean? Slops. The honest workers were sold out then in 76. The Constitution's for rich men then and now. Slops.
Ring, 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 ring.
Dr. Barnes. I see. They lost your patient. That's right. That's right. Young, hot, go and do it. I'm very ancient, Fossil, but life's ahead of you, Dr. Benjamin. And when you fire the first shot, say, this one's for old Doc Barnes. Too much dignity. Bullets. Don't shoot vermin, step on them. And if I didn't have an invalid daughter, I've said my piece, Benjamin.
Lots of things I wasn't certain of. Many things these radicals say, you don't believe theories until they happen to you.
You lost a lot today, but you won a great point.
Yes, to know I'm right, to really begin believing in something, not to say, what a world, but to say, change the world. I wanted to go to Russia. Last week I was thinking about it. The wonderful opportunity to do good in their socialized medicine.
Beautiful, beautiful.
To be able to work.
Why don't you go? I might be able to.
Nothing's nearer what I'd like to do.
Do it.
No, our work's here, America. I'm scared. What future's ahead, I don't know. Get some job to keep alive, maybe drive a cab, and study and work and learn my place.
And step down hard.
Fight, get killed, but goddamn, we'll go ahead.
Blackout.
Can you start my video? Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look, and don't let anyone tell you we ain't got some ladies in this sea of uptight faces. Only they're wearing pants. Well, maybe I don't know a thing. Maybe I fell out of the cradle when I was a kid and ain't been right since. You can't tell.
Sit down, cockeye.
Who's paying for those remarks, Freddie? Moscow Gold? Maybe I got a glass eye. But it come from working in a factory at the age of 11. They hooked it out because they didn't have a shield on the works. But I wear it like a medal because it tells the world where I belong, deep down in the working class. We had delegates in the union here. All kinds of secretaries and treasurers, walking delegates, but not with blisters on their feet. Oh, no. On their fat little ass from sitting on cushions and raking in the Mazuma. Sit down, boys. I'm just saying that about unions in general. I know it ain't true here. Why, no. All our officers is aces. Why, I seen our own Secretary Fat walk out of his way to step on a cockroach. No, boys, don't think.
You're out of order.
Am I out of order?
No, speak. Go on.
Yeah, all of our officers are aces. But I'm a member here, and no experience in Philly either. Today, I couldn't wear my union button. The damnedest thing happened. When I take the coat off the wall, I see she's smoking. I'm a son of a gun. If the old union button isn't on fire. Yep, that old celluloid was making a most god-awful stink. And the landlady come up and give me hell. You know what happened? That old union button just blushed itself to death. Ashamed. Can you beat that?
Sit down, Keller. Nobody's interested.
Yes, they are.
Sit down like he tells you.
And when I finish, boom! What's the answer, boys? The answer is, if we're Reds because we're going to strike, then we take over their salute too. You know how they do it? What is it? An uppercut. The good old uppercut to the chin. Well, some of us boys ain't even got a shirt on our backs. What's the boss class trying to do? Make a nudist colony out of us? Don't laugh. Nothing's funny. This is your life and mine. It's a skull and bones every inch of the road. Christ, we're dying by inches. For what? For the debutantes have their sweet coming out parties in the Ritz? Papa's got a daughter. She's got to get her picture in the papers. Christ, they make them with our blood. Joe said it. Slow death or fight. It's war. You, Edna, God love you. God love your mouth. Sid and Flurry and the boys, old Doc Barnes. Fight with us for the right. It's war. Working class. Come on, unite and fight. Tear down the slaughterhouse of our old lives. Let freedom really ring. Let these slick slobs stand here telling us about boogeymen. That's a new one for the kids. The Reds is the boogeyman. But the man who got me food in 1932, he called me comrade. The one who picked me up where I bled, he called me comrade too. What are we waiting for? Don't wait for Lefty. He might never come. Every minute.
Boys, they just found Lefty.
They just found Lefty.
What?
What? What?
Where?
Behind the car barns with a bullet in his head.
Hear it, boys? Hell, listen to me. Coast to coast. Hello, America! Hello! We're the Stormbirds of the working class. Workers of the world. Our bones and our blood. And when we die, they'll know what we did to make a new world. Christ, cut us up into little pieces. We'll die for what's right. Put fruit trees where our ashes are. Well, what's the answer?
Strike!
Louder!
Strike!
Again!
Strike!
Strike!
Strike! Strike!
Strike! Strike!
Ike.
Strike!
I ain't striking.
Curtain.
Strike the set.
Yay.
Nice ad lib.
Well, this is a play for our times.
Yes.
Say that again.
It's a play for our times.
I would have Dr. Benjamin going to Israel for their socialized medicine. But Israel didn't exist then.
He could go to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow.
It's
I
scary
actually
when
did
you-
this scene in high school for an acting class. I
It's scary
performed
when
it.
you
Don't
read
tell Mama.
stuff like this and it's so resonant
Yeah.
so many years later.
90 years later.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Wow.
Wow. How time flies.